Hello everybody, back again on another video. Guys. Today's video is gonna be about Novak Djokovic and the news that they are banning him from US Open. Yeah, guys, you heard me. And you have probably heard this before even I say it. Yeah, US Open is banning Novak Djokovic. Wimbledon banned the Russian players for the situation that we have in Ukraine. And US Open is allowing the Russian players to play, and they are banning Novak Djokovic to play. Because Novak Djokovic, like we all know, is unvaccinated, and he has chosen to not vaccinate himself. The entire tennis world is in a complete mess, if you ask me. I don't know what has happened to the tennis world and to the tennis organizers. Because one thing I know, my tennis fans all around the world, the entire tennis world is in a complete mess. Some Grand Slams allow some players to play. Some Grand Slams don't allow some players to play. Some Grand Slams, they take out the ATP points. These players play for the ATP points. They don't play only for money. They play for the points as well. And some Grand Slams, they don't allow complete, young, one of the world's most fittest, one of the world's most healthy player to compete. And that player is, of course, Novak Djokovic. Yeah, he has not taken the vaccine. And everybody of us can have different opinions about that. But the dude is one of the fittest human beings in the world. The dude is top athlete in the world. And just because he's not taking the jab, he doesn't mean that he will kill people there in the United States. He doesn't mean he will spread the virus. Let the dude just take and prove that he doesn't have COVID virus. Let him take the test before he travels there, and he can show that I have no virus. That should be enough for him to let him compete. That should not be a requirement. That should not be a must that you need to be vaccinated to get into our country. You know why that should not be? Because even those who are being jabbed 1, 2, 3, 4 times, even those people can get the COVID. Even those people can spread the virus. The only argument for those who are gotten vaccinated, the only argument, what I know, because I'm not any expert of this, I'm not any doctor, my tennis friends all around the world, I'm only a tennis analyst, is that those who are vaccinated, when they tend to get ill, they have less complication. They get less ill. In comparison with those who are not vaccinated, that they get more ill. What I've heard, I'm not any proof of this, but what I've heard, those who are vaccinated, they get less ill than those who are not vaccinated. But both get ill. Don't you ever believe that only because you are vaccinated 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so you will not get ill. Yeah, baby, you also can get ill. So this argument to let one of the most fittest, one of the most fittest athletes in the world not get into the United States and play one of the biggest tennis events in the world is a joke. It is ridiculous. It was the same in Australia. What they did to him is ridiculous. Djokovic is to blame here as well. He will not come away. He is. If he wanted to avoid all this mess, he should only have taken the jabs. But I respect his choice. Everybody has a free choice. Everybody can choose what they ever want to do in life. If he doesn't want to take the jab, we should respect that. But that doesn't mean he is dangerous for the society. That doesn't mean he's dangerous to travel. The only thing that he should be required to do, not only for Djokovic, because he's a superstar, this should be the case for everybody. You name it, superstar or not superstar, you just take a test and show you don't have any COVID-19 in your body, in your blood. Show proof that you're healthy, and then be welcome to whatever country you want to travel. That should be enough. That should be enough. Look what they have done to tennis. Just look what they have done to tennis. They banned Russian players in Wimbledon just because they're Russian. Is it their fault that Medvedev, Rublev, they're Russians? Did they choose when they were born, I want to be a Russian? What is happening here? What is happening? Some of you can say, but they're not taking a stance. Dude, for God's sakes, they're family in Russia. You would take stance? If you had family, if you were a Russian player, you would go out in public and say, oh, that guy, that president, he's nuts and blah, blah, blah. You would do that? If you have parents and siblings and cousins in your country, and you do that in front of the camera, you will do that? Of course not. It is very easy being brave in front of the camera and saying, Medvedev should say so, Rublev should say so. Shut up! Be quiet, all of you! You will not do the same. You will also be very careful what you would see, what you will say in front of the camera. Very careful. Because in the end of the day, everybody has some kind of a family, parents, siblings, cousins. And everybody should have been and would have been very carefully what they would have said in front of the camera. So banning Russian players from Wimbledon is completely a disaster. Banning Djokovic both in Australian Open and US Open is a complete disaster. It is completely wrong. It is completely wrong. For God's sakes, they don't... It is not Medvedev Rublev's fault why they are Russians. It is not Novak Djokovic's fault why he choose. He has something. The Medvedev Rublev is even a worse case. They don't have any chance. They are helpless. They cannot send a mail to the All England club and say, but how can we change that we are Russians? Can we do something about this? They don't have any chance. Djokovic has had a chance all the time. He could have chosen to take the jabs. But we need to respect his choice. But he is to blame here, absolutely, to some extent. But it is still wrong banning him. To ban one of the most fittest and one of the most healthiest persons in the world. For God's sakes, the dude he even is very careful what he eats. He probably is more fit, more healthy than Nadal and Roger Federer. They don't look at their food as Novak does. Nobody on that tour does. He is extremely careful what kind of food he puts in his body. And they ban a kind of a player like this. They think a player like this is dangerous for the society. And they don't have any arguments. Because those who are jabbed, they can spread the virus. Those who are jabbed, they can get ill. The arguments that they ban a player like Djokovic, and whoever they ban, it is ridiculous, both from United States and Australia. It is idiotic. They have messed up the tennis world. You know why? You know why they have messed up? I'm going to tell you why. Because whoever wins US Open, they will always hear, but Djokovic was not there. Exactly like Nadal is hearing. Nadal is all the time hearing, not from me. I respect and I all credit to Nadal for winning his second Australian Open title earlier this year, and when he won Australian Open for the second time earlier this year. But not many even counts that as a title because they say the best was not there. We have one of the most excitement tennis stories, not the most, not one of the most, not no. We have the most excitement tennis story in the history of tennis. The Grand Slam race that we all are following. It is so excited to watch between Nadal and Djokovic, who will end with most slams. Federer is out of the picture, of course. This is the biggest tennis story of all time that we have ever followed. And it is getting blown away, it is getting destroyed by some idiotic governments who are stopping one of the fittest tennis players, one of the healthiest tennis players in the world to compete and to not destroy this biggest storyline of this sport. Who will end with most slams? Because if Nadal ends with most slams, he will always hear, I can guarantee you that, my tennis fans all around the world, he will always hear, yeah, Nadal won 23, 24, 25, however he will end up with that. His nemesis, his kryptonite, he wasn't there. He wasn't in Australian Open. He wasn't in US Open. And Djokovic will most likely not be allowed to play at Australian Open either next year. Most likely. Djokovic, from now on, he will only play French Open and Wimbledon. Just look how messy this tennis world has become. Look it! Just watch, for God's sake. This is insane. Some people there will even refuse to watch tennis. They even have taken my passion for tennis. They've started to take it out. Not that I am a Djokovic fan, but I want to see the best compete. Like in Wimbledon now, all the best will be there, besides, of course, Medvedev and Rublev. They will not be there, which is also a disaster. But Medvedev is not Djokovic. Medvedev is not a 20-time Grand Slam champion. Medvedev is not competing who will end with the most Grand Slam titles in the world. Djokovic is. So, whoever wins Wimbledon, which will be Djokovic or Nadal, nobody else, according to me, will not hear the word asterisk. Will not hear that word. Because Medvedev has never won Wimbledon. Medvedev is only a one-time Grand Slam champion. Medvedev has never even been to a Wimbledon quarterfinal in his entire life. But Nadal will always hear asterisk the word at Australian Open earlier this year. Whoever wins US Open later this year will hear the word asterisk. He won it. Djokovic was not there. And this is the sad part. Because it is not any certainty that Djokovic would have won US Open. The dude has only won it 3 times. It is not any certainty whatsoever. I swear that, guys, it is not. Djokovic is not as good at US Open like he is in Wimbledon and like he is at Australian Open. You all know that. And him not being there, it makes the case even worse. Just him not being there. He needs to be there badly for the winner to not be called asterisk. And that is the most sad part here. That even if he would have been there, it is not any certainty that he would have won. But him not being there makes this case even worse, because whoever wins it will always be called asterisk champion, like Nadal is called at Australian Open earlier this year from many tennis fans around the world, besides the Rafa fans. Nobody is calling Rafa Nadal asterisk champion at Australian Open, at French Open. Nobody will call anyone, even though Medvedev and Rublev are not in Wimbledon, but they are not Djokovic. They are not 20-time Grand Slam champions. Neither of them. Neither Rublev, who has not won one single Grand Slam tournament, neither Medvedev, who has only won 1 Grand Slam tournament. The entire tennis world is in a complete mess, my tennis fans all around the world. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.